All right. This is Mr. Walk That Walk, and have we are here for another episode of Can You Connect? And today's episode is going to be on aggression and people who are passive aggressive. And maybe finding out a good way to communicate during conflict without being aggressive or passive aggressive. But we're going to start off with aggression, of course, the most wild one. And it doesn't help. There's no need to be aggressive at any point during a conversation. Unless somebody's trying to fight you. Other than that, there's kind of no reason to use it. People who are usually aggressive, they're usually threatening, they're loud, they could be hostile. These people often are willing to achieve goals at the expense of other people. And they're often demanding and explosive and unpredictable, intimidating, and maybe bullying people. So just be doing the most. They'll try to make themselves look big and make big gestures, frown or glare at you, stand over you. They often use sarcasm, name calling, and blaming. But they often feel defensive, resentful, vengeful, and hurt because there's a reason they act that way. Somebody was aggressive towards them and hurt them, and now they continue their behavior. And now we have the person who was passive aggressive. These people often they often feel powerless or resentful, and they could be indirectly aggressive. Like they may say things like, "Oh yeah, I could do it because, I always do it." And, trying to say that you don't help them when you do help them. And they could often be sarcastic or devious or unreliable, or maybe often complain and patronizing, often gossiping. They could be probably two-faced because they could be pleasant while they're there with you, and then in the next minute talk bad about you behind your back. And they even may go out their way to try to harm or sabotage you, sabotage your goals or what you're trying to do with your life. So they often speak nice to you. They may have their hands on their hips. They have like an innocent face. They often stand, for some reason, too close to you, and try to touch you, pretending to be warm and nice and polite. So it's just some people to watch out for. And we just had a holiday. So you just have family gatherings with friends. So to be honest, maybe you talked to somebody who was aggressive, and maybe you talked to somebody who was passive aggressive. I know I talked to both this past week. But there's just a way to handle them. There's a way to handle people like that. And that's what being assertive. People who are assertive that's the best communication style to have. They're pretty, they have high self-esteem. They know their limits. And, they can't be pushed to get out their character, and act out. And people who are assertive, they often complete their goals without hurting other people. They respect other people. They're emotionally and socially expressive. They're responsible for others. And, they can ask for their needs and wants, but also be able to accept rejection and accept compliments. So they could come off with probably like a medium voice tone. They're pretty open, rounded, and respect people's space because that's important while giving good eye contact. So it's just some communication styles that certain people just keep in mind of how they're communicating and maybe why they're communicating like that, so that you can better understand yourself and better understand how to best communicate with somebody during conflict. So this will end today's episode for today. And of course, we're going to shout out Black-owned content creators. So I'm going to put down the African Diaspora News channel this week, and I'm going to put them in my description, so check their channel out. I've definitely been watching them pretty recently, so I've been enjoying their videos. And of course, if you're interested in individual or couples therapy, I could do that in the state of Maryland. What I gotta do is send me an email, and I could also provide behavioral health, helping people work through their bad habits and hopefully work to having good habits. And I can do that all throughout the US. So if you need any of those services, please send me an email. And that will be it. Thank you for listening. Y'all have a good rest of the night and a good rest of the day and a good rest of the week. Our lives, filled with drama. Our homes, they feel empty. Our dreams slowly shatter, and our bodies are bruising battered. What does it take to become a legend? What can we do to teach a lesson? Is there a way for a future commitment? Why do we wait to repaint the world? When the world loses color, it's our goal to paint the night. Yeah. When the world loses color, it's our goal to paint the night. Yeah. Our emotions have no home. Our feelings have no home. Our beautiful women can't see the beauty in them. Our men are not standing strong. What does it take to become a legend? What can we do to teach a lesson? Whoa, is there a way for a future commitment? Why do we wait to repaint the world?